Hello, good afternoon, everyone. Thank you for inviting me to be part of this talk series, Everyday Magis. And I'm really privileged to be sharing with you my experience back in college and how it led me to where I am now. So, let me introduce myself first. I'm Ben Secretario, and I'm a graduate of the university batch 2007. And currently, I'm the retail head of Human Nature. So, Human Nature is a social enterprise brand known for the genuinely natural beauty, personal, and home care products. And all of our products are proudly made here in the Philippines. So, we are actually a homegrown social enterprise. As a company, we are known for our advocacies, the pro-Philippines, pro-poor, and pro-environment fronts. I really take pride to be part of this company because it's not just employment that's giving me, but it's really giving me the um, sense of being part of a cause bigger than myself. Okay? And to give you an idea, what led me to these advocacies, to this lifestyle, to this decision with my career is really influenced largely by the kind of training that I had back in college. So let me take you down the memory lane and introduce you to the kind of organizations that I participated back in college. So when I joined Ateneo University, I was really committed to building a well-balanced student life. So I had that vision that I wanted to finish college with a well-balanced student life because I want that my academic life, my student life will be filled with a lot of lessons, learnings, even outside the classroom. So I think that one I will get from the organizations. And even in high school, I was really active in organizations. So might as well do the same thing in college. So that was the mindset that I had back then, without compromising, of course, my academics. So in the first year, I joined both non-academic and academic organizations. So for the academic one, I joined Ateneo Junior Marketing Association, being a marketing student myself. So I think it will really give me exposure, give me knowledge about the course that I was taking, and to be exposed with other students taking the same course. So I was one of the officers back then in first year, and I really like being part of that organization. During that time, the organization was just starting, and I remember we went to Manila to represent Ateneo that time. And also for non-academic, I joined Ateneo Eagles for Environment because this is really reminiscent of my Boy Scout years back in high school. So I wanted to continue that passion on the environment. So I thought joining Ateneo Eagles for Environment will give me that opportunity to continue my love for the environment. And because of that exposure in first year, I was invited to be part of the Association of Bicol Business Students ADNU chapter. and I was elected as the marketing commissioner and representing the Department of Marketing. So the scope got bigger from a course level to a college level. So it was really an opportunity for me to get to know other business students, not just from marketing point of view, but also from other courses. And I remember we were part of an organizing committee to represent the university in the regional congress. So I myself part of the uh, the delegation for it, and it was really a good exposure because I've learned a lot, not just from the university but also other um, from other from other business students of different universities in Bicol. And because of the good works in first year and in second year, I was invited to be part of a political party, that's Piglas, and that gave me an opportunity to be part of the Supreme Student Government. So I was elected as third year representative then. And during that time, the representation was on a year level. Unlike this time, it's on a per department or per college representation. So I was part of that reform of the Supreme Student Government Constitution. And aside from being part of the student government, I joined also Sarong-Bangi Junior Eagles Club, and during that time, it was on its second year when I led the organization, and I'm so happy to know that they have grown so much from where we started it, and I've heard a lot of good things that the organization had done, and I hope they sustain it for the successor generation. I'm really happy to be part of that organization. And I also joined Teatro Dignos. So it's a performing arts. And during that time, I was part of the production that produced a play of the formation of Jesuit society back in the day. So these were my organizations back in college, and I'm really happy that these were part of my formative years in the university. And I am really grateful that this kind of foundation led me to where I am now. One of the things that I always go back to and I always remember is when we participated in the Gawad Kalinga groundbreaking and awarding of houses in 2005, being part of the student government. And that was the first time I met my future boss. So Dylan Wilt is the CEO of Human Nature, where I'm working. And during this time, I was just so appreciative of Gawad Kalinga, how they push for nation building, how they help people take their families out of poverty, how they capacitate them, the society, the community, to really take in these community building efforts. And I was really in love with the thought of nation building that time. So during this time, I met my future boss, and the rest is history why I'm in human nature now. But also, because of the organizations that I had back in college, I was also sent to different congresses and um, activities outside the university. One being the delegate of Ayala Young Leaders Congress. And here, we were exposed to servant leadership. Like, it's a good concept that I learned during that time. And there are three things that captured my attention. It's empowerment through entrepreneurship, empowerment through environment, and empowerment through education. And looking at those empowerment levels or empowerment aspects, these are close to my heart because entrepreneurship being part of human nature, a social enterprise, we are building a community of entrepreneurs. And on the environment, as I have said, that human nature is really putting forward the efforts on saving the environment through the business processes that we put into our organization and to the kind of products we are promoting in the market. And education, I'm also advocating for education because I believe that education should be a lifelong process. So for me, 4 years ago, I finished my master's in entrepreneurship in New Zealand. So that's really a commitment to continuing education, and I hope that I could do further studies in the future because I really want to share knowledge in the future or even now, um, with the kind of knowledge that I get from the industry. I hope to share it also so that more and more people will be educated about the things that about the kind of time we are into. So I think with the pandemic, this is the best time for us to really engage in capacitating ourselves in knowing more about the new normal, knowing more about the new lifestyle that is expected of us. So in this exposure, Ayala Young Leaders Congress, I've learned a lot of good things about leadership, and I've met people, I've met peers who are sharing the same passion as helping others also and leading others also so that they can also serve other people. And in 2007, a year after AYLC, I participated in the Outstanding Students of the Philippines. It's actually a search, but the thrust of the search is about youth participation in nation building. And here we are exposed to the mantra of learning, leading, and serving for life. So during this time, I really fell in love with the thought of nation building again and like committing myself to learning, leading, and serving for life. So the kind of exposure that I got from the university, it did not really depart from me even after I graduated from Ateneo because it continued to build up so that I could be more valuable member of the society. So just to give you an idea and like benefits and advantages of being part of an organization at an early stage or at the university level, for me, this was an opportunity to explore my passion. So when I joined the different organizations that I belonged to before, because I identify myself, identified myself with the thrust of these organizations. And later on, it built my passion. It honed my passion. And from that, I was given the opportunity to really um, lead a purpose-driven life. So I think where I am now, it's really purposeful. Like I'm really living a life that's geared towards helping others, also serving others, and also capacitating myself. So that purpose had its roots in the organizations that I was part of back in college. And after college, I did a lot of advocacy work. Example is the one that I'm showing you. I joined a lot of capacity building initiatives, leading these initiatives. It was a reminiscent of my student government life, and I did not really it did not really depart from me. It's really part of my system even after graduation. So with the organization that I was part of back in college, it molded me to be the person that I am now so that I could engage better with people. So after graduation, I was exposed to different kinds of people of different culture, background, lifestyle, religion, um, belief system, status. Um, and it gave me a sense of mutual understanding and tolerance. Like, because I was exposed to different organizations back in college, different sets of people I deal with, different sets of tasks I deal with, I work with, I manage. Um, it's not it's not new to me to be in a different environment. Like, I studied before in China, I studied before in New Zealand. It wasn't much of an adjustment for me because the interpersonal relationship skills um, that was developed during my time in the university was my gear. That's my baon, so that I could engage with more people. So it gave me that confidence because I had that strong foundation back in college. And then with the organizations that I had, it really is an opportunity for us to exercise empathy. So when you work with people in different organizations, it's like you are participating in their lives, right? So even after college, I continued to be part of the society, to be part of the world, to be part of the community. So for example, here, we've organized donation drive. I've participated in outreach program organized by Gawad Kalinga or by the company where I belong to. For example, the one that when Taal volcano erupted, we organized in our company, a relief drive so that we could help more people. So in this part, you really are participating in the life of the community. So I remember that we need to empathize. It's part of our training as Ateneans. We need to participate in the life of the community, and that's exactly how I formed myself into. Up to now, I still involve myself in different causes, especially now, during the pandemic. um, there are limitations, but I did not stop helping other people in the limited capacities that I have. So when you join an organization, it's really an opportunity to exercise empathy and to know the life of the community. And for me, when I joined the organizations back in college, how it echoed in the kind of life that I have, it made me want to excel more in leading and in serving. So right now, I'm leading the sales, one of the sales channels of the company, and it's really tough. It's really tough to lead a sales channel because the revenue of the company is coming from your efforts, but you just have to take that role. You just have to accede to that role of really taking responsibility of taking the company with you. So that's also the kind of training that I had back then in Ateneo. Just to share with you, when I was in the student government, there was a crisis during that time. There had no election, so we had to move from a no election year, but but we need to rise above the situation, the crisis. So that time, since there's no election, there were no elected executive committee, but we had to take over because we need representation in the different committees of the university. It was really tough during that time, representing the student government in the different committees of the university. But since we had to take that role, we had to take that responsibility, all of us volunteered so that the activities usually organized by Supreme Student Government will still be sustained even if there were no elected officials. So similarly to this time of pandemic in the company, we rise above the occasion. Like as the leader of a sales channel, we are exploring different ways of generating profit or generating revenue for the company because we want to sustain our business. We are committed to not laying off people because um, true to our nature as a social enterprise, we would want to help more people, especially at this time of pandemic. Um, it was really an opportunity for me to lead these dynamic teammates in the company, and I'm really emboldened because I know I had a strong foundation of leading people back in the university, back in the organization where I learned about leading and serving and learning for life. And also, being part of an organization, it's an opportunity for me to exemplify core values. Like right now, even if after college, like being part of a movement or being part of an activity that promotes um, um, core values, that promotes advocacies, is really something that I hold dear. So when I involve myself into different commitments, this is exemplifying core values. So right now, being part of human nature and being part of the company, these are our core values that we really exemplify every day. So the value of stewardship, the value of bayanihan, the value of walang iwanan, it's really part of our core as a company. And I remember that when I was in Ateneo, we are also being given or being exposed to different values like the competence, conscience, Christ-centeredness, compassionate commitment to change. These are also core values that I still hold dear even up to this day. Like if you compound it all, I think um, where I am now, it's because of the kind of exposure that I had with the organizations that I joined in Ateneo University. And to give you also like my personal advocacy at this time of pandemic, I would like to share with you the 8 dimensions of wellness because I believe that Ateneo Dinaga provided me an opportunity to be a well-rounded person, like someone who excels in academic and someone who excels in extracurricular activities. That's the kind of learning or that's the kind of mindset that I was able to get when I was in Ateneo. And true to true to that core is my advocacy of really leading a life of wellness, well balanced in different aspects. So I would like to share you this one because right now this is like a concrete manifestation of the kind of benefit that I got from my exposure with the organizations that I had back then in the school. So the 8 dimensions of wellness, it talks about the emotional dimension, spiritual dimension, intellectual dimension, physical dimension, environmental dimension, financial dimension, occupational dimension, and social dimension. And right now, I really um, I'm really keen and mindful on looking at these dimensions of my life, like hitting targets in this dimension so that I could be more valuable member of the society, and at the same time I could offer some more because I was able to fulfill myself in these dimensions of my life. So this is very helpful for me, and I hope this could also help you, the students of Ateneo, to be more well-rounded when it comes to your personal development, because that's exactly how I built myself to where I am now. And also, I would like to honor um, the Office of Student Affairs and the university, because you are always providing opportunities for your students to develop further, not just on the academic side, but also in the different dimensions of their lives. You providing a plethora of organizations in the university, it's really something. It's really a commitment to honing the the development of our successor generation. So I hope you continue to do that, Office of Student Affairs, because it helped me during my time, and I know that it will help more people, more young leaders to be nation builders when they graduate from the university. So yeah, I just want to thank you for inviting me to talk about the impact of my involvement back in the university to the kind of life that I have now. And yeah, I'm just blessed that the kind of exposure, experience, and learnings that I got from Ateneo um, led me to serving more people, to helping more people, and to leading more people. So, with that, I'm confident that I am really built to be a man for others. Yeah, that's it. Thank you, everyone. Enjoy your day.